Imagine compressing 13.8 billion years of history into just 8 minutes. Everything. The birth of the universe, the rise and fall of dinosaurs, the first humans, ancient civilizations, massive empires, world wars, the internet, artificial intelligence, and the device you're watching this video on right now. If Earth's entire history were a single 2-4 hour day, human civilization would appear only in the final few seconds before midnight. Yet, those few seconds changed everything. So how did we get here? This is the entire history of the world in 10 minutes. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The beginning of everything. Around 13.8 billion years ago, the universe began. Before that, we don't know. There were no stars, no planets, no galaxies, no Earth. Then came the Big Bang. Space itself began expanding. Within minutes, the first particles formed. Hundreds of millions of years later, gravity gathered enormous clouds of gas. The first stars ignited. These stars became cosmic factories, creating the elements needed for planets and life. When massive stars died, they exploded, scattering those elements across the universe. Every atom in your body was forged inside ancient stars. In a very real sense, you are made of stardust. One galaxy eventually formed from these materials, the Milky Way, and inside it, one ordinary star was born, our Sunday. Chapter 2. The birth of Earth. About 4.5 billion years ago, Earth formed from dust and rock orbiting the young Sunday. At first, the planet was a fiery nightmare. Volcanoes erupted constantly. Meteorites bombarded the surface. The oceans didn't exist yet. Life didn't exist yet. Then, Earth slowly cooled. Water condensed into oceans. The atmosphere developed. And after hundreds of millions of years, the impossible happened. Life appeared. No one knows exactly how. But simple microscopic organisms emerged in the oceans. Tiny, fragile. Yet these organisms would become the ancestors of every living thing that has ever existed, including you. Chapter 3. The Age of Dinosaurs. Life evolved. Fish appeared. Plants spread across the land. Insects filled the air. Then reptiles became dominant. Around 230 million years ago, dinosaurs arrived. For more than 160 million years, they ruled the planet. Some grew larger than buildings. Others became deadly predators. The world belonged to them. Meanwhile, small mammals lived in their shadow. Tiny creatures hiding from giant reptiles. Nothing suggested they would inherit the Earth. Then, 66 million years ago, disaster struck. A massive asteroid slammed into the planet. The impact triggered global fires, darkness, and climate collapse. Most dinosaurs disappeared. The age of giants ended, and the age of mammals began. Chapter 4. The Rise of Humans. Over millions of years, mammals diversified. One branch evolved larger brains and greater intelligence, the primates. Eventually, in Africa, early human ancestors emerged. They walked upright, used tools, controlled fire, and adapted to changing environments. Around 300,000 years ago, modern humans appeared. Homo sapiens. At first, they lived as hunter-gatherers. Small groups constantly moving in search of food. For most of human existence, there were no cities, no nations, no governments, no written language, just survival. Then came one of the most important discoveries in history, agriculture. Humans learned to grow crops and domesticate animals. Instead of wandering, they settled down. Villages became towns. Towns became cities. And civilization was born. Chapter 5. The First Civilizations. Around 5,000 years ago, the first great civilizations emerged. In Mesopotamia, people developed writing. In Egypt, the pyramids rose from the desert. In India, advanced cities flourished along river valleys. In China, powerful dynasties unified vast territories. For the first time, humans created organized governments, legal systems, and large-scale trade networks. Knowledge accumulated faster than ever before. Mathematics developed. Astronomy advanced. Engineering improved. Religion spread. Civilization was accelerating. Soon, powerful empires began competing for control. The Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. Each left a lasting mark on human history. Chapter 6. Empires, religions, and ideas. Empires rose and fell. The Greeks influenced philosophy, science, and politics. The Romans built roads, cities, and institutions across vast territories. In Asia, powerful kingdoms and dynasties expanded. Major religions emerged and spread across continents. Ideas traveled through trade routes connecting distant cultures. Knowledge flowed between civilizations. Inventions transformed everyday life. Paper, gunpowder, the compass, printing. Humanity was becoming increasingly connected, but no empire lasts forever. Rome eventually collapsed. New powers emerged. The world entered a period of dramatic change. Chapter 7. The Age of Exploration. For centuries, most people never traveled far from where they were born. Then exploration changed everything. Sailors crossed oceans once considered impossible to navigate. New trade routes connected continents. Goods, technologies, cultures, and ideas spread around the globe. The world became more interconnected than ever before. At the same time, the Renaissance encouraged curiosity and learning. Artists, scientists, and thinkers challenged traditional beliefs. The scientific revolution transformed humanity's understanding of nature. People began asking bigger questions and discovering remarkable answers. The pace of progress increased. Then it accelerated even further. Chapter 8, the Industrial Revolution. For thousands of years, life changed slowly. Then, in just a few generations, everything transformed. The Industrial Revolution introduced machines capable of producing goods faster than ever before. Factories appeared, railways crossed continents, steam engines powered economies, cities expanded rapidly, technology reshaped society. Human productivity exploded. For the first time, large populations could enjoy living standards unimaginable to previous generations. Yet rapid industrialization also created competition between nations. And the 20th century would become one of the most turbulent periods in human history. Chapter 9, the World Wars. In 1914, the First World War began. Millions of soldiers fought across Europe and beyond. The war changed the global balance of power. Just 2 decades later, an even larger conflict erupted, the Second World War. It became the deadliest war in human history. Entire cities were destroyed. Millions of lives were lost. When the war ended, the world had changed forever. The United States and the Soviet Union emerged as superpowers. Their rivalry became known as the Cold War. For decades, the world lived under the shadow of nuclear conflict. At the same time, technology advanced at astonishing speed. Air travel, television, computers, space exploration. Then, in 1969, humans achieved something extraordinary. They landed on the moon. A species that once hunted with stone tools had walked on another world. Chapter 10, the Digital Age. The final chapter brings us to the modern era. The internet connected billions of people across the globe. Information that once took months to travel could now move instantly. Computers became smaller, faster, and more powerful. Smartphones placed vast amounts of knowledge in our pockets. Scientific discoveries accelerated. Artificial intelligence emerged as a powerful new technology. Humanity became more connected than at any other point in history. Yet, despite all our achievements, we remain a young species. Modern civilization represents only a tiny fraction of Earth's story. The future chapters have not yet been written. The next great discovery, the next great invention, the next great challenge may happen within your lifetime. And that's the entire history of the world in just 10 minutes. From the birth of the universe to the rise of modern civilization, we've covered billions of years of incredible events that shape the world we live in today. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another fascinating story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.